So we're starting in our profile list. We're using that manage save search that I created for just your lapsed members. Once we click on this, they're already tagged. So notice here that it saved your tags from last time, even though you did it. It wasn't even me. The reason I want to kind of make mention of this is you really always want to make sure you untag and then retag so you're not including anybody that's not supposed to be included in your search results. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. So then we've got 133 tagged profiles because we've tagged everybody that was lapsed. We use our actions drop down and we get a contact. This pulls those people into the contact center. Now, there's only 127, which means that 5 of those people didn't have email addresses in their profile, which I kind of expected. That doesn't seem unrealistic to me.
Okay.
Then we can come down into the bottom, show our message because they're always hidden, and we can just load in that new lapsed dues email template that you created. So I'm going to load that. And then you can complete writing this message now. And then, of course, you can schedule to send it at a later date, or you can go ahead and send it now and just send a message.
Okay.
One thing that I want to mention, so we can get to the contact center from 2 places, either the profile list using the actions drop-down button or the community and contact center button. What I like to do is after you write that message, I like to send it to myself first, so you can just search yourself up here.
Okay.
Tag yourself. Notice there's only one tagged profile, and that's you.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, even sometimes I'll even have somebody else look at it for me, so you could also like send it to your husband, you know, additional email recipients, and just throw him in here without adding him as a part of your database.
Okay.
And then show and then go through the same process, load the message, write it, and then you can just send it to yourself just to make sure that you like the way it's presenting itself before you send it out to all your members.
Okay.
Now, for lapsed members, the process of them renewing now that they're lapsed is going to be a little bit different. They're not able to log into the system anymore because they're lapsed, so they can't go into their profile and find their invoice or anything. And so the easiest way to go about this is probably adding a link to like a renewal membership application, and they'll just retake basically a smaller version of your membership application and renew that way.
Okay.
Does that process make sense?
Yeah. Now, how do I link that? And will it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So what I want to do first is make sure we have something that we can use for the renewal membership application. So what I can do is copy your membership application, but I'm going to edit it. And instead of renewal application or membership application 2, I'm going to call it renewal.
Okay.
We don't probably need to ask them as many questions as we asked them before. A lot of this stuff should auto-populate. But I think you were missing some of this info on your members anyway, so it may not be awful for them to renew this way, right?
Yeah, that would be fine. And I'm curious if address is in there, because if it's not, I'd like to add it because I don't have them.
Yeah, you have 2 addresses, just an address and then a mailing address. It's different.
So mailing address is in there. Okay.
You want me to make the address required?
Yes, please. That's great. Perfect. Okay. What does enable this element mean? Just like show it?
Yeah, so if we didn't want to use it on our form, we could just turn it off.
Okay.
We could also delete it though. So now what you can do is go back into your contact center. We can load that message. And you can say, please renew by completing our renewal application. And then if we wanted to link this up, we would just want to highlight, whatever text we want to link up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would come to the bottom of our editor and I'm going to choose site links. So this site links is actually what allows us to link to something internal to MemberClicks, meaning MemberClicks houses it. So we made the form in MemberClicks, so I know that it's internal.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go to form, select renewal membership application. And I'm going to have this open up in a new page. The reason I'm doing this is so that they can still see the email while completing the renewal application that opens up in a new window.
Okay.
So
and so by clicking, since they're already tagged in that email, that should bring up like auto-populated fields for them with their company name and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're still going to have to I know they still are going to have to log in. And so what I would do is similarly to, I'm going to just save this message so that you have that little blurb saved in there. So like in our welcome,
okay,
you can steal this little bit. And so this will data merge their username in, and it'll allow them to update their password if they need to.
Okay, so they don't have to know their old password to do that? Because a lot of them just had, for some reason, they were assigned numbers for passwords. Or no, member numbers. I don't remember which one, but anyway, they can, so if they don't remember their old password, they can create a new one with this link?
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking is going to be easier. Let me go look at these notifications. Yeah, you know what I think is going to be easier, honestly, than you having to do this? I think we should take advantage of these lapse notifications. We don't have any set up right now, which means as a lapsed member, they're not receiving any notification to say, hey, you're lapsed, pay your dues. The reason I think this would be easier is because it auto creates like a link to the invoice at the bottom of the page, and they won't have to log in to pay the invoice. It auto logs them in basically.
Okay.
I just feel like that's going to be easier than them. Like I know if I receive an email that's like, log in here. If you don't have your username and password, look it up here. And by the time that happens, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even, you know what I mean?
So the lapse notifications, if I utilize this element, it gives them the invoice too?
It does, yeah. So I think this is going to be easier.
perfect.
What do you think? Okay.
Yeah.
So I can kind of steal some of this text that we used for our grace, and I can plug this in. So like right now, when did your members lapse?
I don't remember, a while ago.
So it would be like mainly December. It looks like 31st, 2016 or 3/11/2017.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
well, we sent those out. We sent, I think, 3 out after December. And I don't remember what day the last one was sent out, like the grace period ones, the reminders.
Gotcha. So if most of the bulk are in look at the companies. 3/11/2017. So they just lapsed. Is that right? 3/11?
Well, what do you mean? Is it right? Like, would that have been when we sent the last grace period reminder, right?
No, this is just like their overall expiration date. So like when their membership expired. Oh, we did this because we wanted to move out usually it's December 31st, right? But we wanted to move it out to give them a little bit more time. Isn't that right?
Oh, yeah, just for this year. Yeah, because
and then it's going to get them back on track. Okay, great. So I'm having to remember a little bit about what I did. Okay, perfect. So then the system's reading January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So we want a lapse notification to be set up for, we'll say like 2 months. We can say like 3 months. So that way we're utilizing more than just one notification.
Okay.
We can say 4 months. And then we could say like 6 months.
From now.
Correct. Well, from there, this is all from, so it tells you these will send once the profile expired. So these profiles expired. Technically in our system right now, they've expired March 31st. And so, or January, February, March, right? So we're in July. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July. We want to make sure we're capturing a message to go out. And so it'll send one out now, and then I think it's going to send one out like 2 months from now. So I can force these out now, or once you make sure you like the verbiage.
Mm-hmm.
And then next year, what's going to happen is if anybody lapsed from the December 31st date, they're going to, like the system will automatically send them out lapse notifications. We won't have to set this up again. And it'll send out 2 months after they've expired, 3 months after they've expired, 4 months after they've expired, and 6 months after they've expired, which I know seems excessive, but we put a little blurb at the bottom that said, if you're not going to renew, please let us know. So ideally, they'll let you know that they're not renewing. You'll delete them out so they won't be receiving all these if they do what you ask them to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that these lapse notifications didn't cross over into 2018, but they won't.
Exactly. So I'm going to pretty this up a little bit. So this says, this is a reminder that your membership with the American Copper Council expired on blank, and you are now within your membership grace period. We want to say lapsed period. We really hope that you will take the time to renew your membership and remain part of our community. Couldn't be easier to just click the link below to pay the attached invoice.
And I can go in when we're done with our call and just kind of change this a little bit.
You're going to do that now? You said after our call?
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. So
okay.
I'm just going to update the other messages. So all you have to do is you're going to go to database, member types, and then notifications. And you'll just edit these notifications that we have in here.
So just erase, like delete them and copy paste the new one that we just did?
That's what I'm doing now for us.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So if I change it on the one, I'll do the same thing?
Yeah, you got to make that change to all of them.
Okay, perfect.
Luckily, you only have, so then I'd have to go back out to our member types, and then I'd have to do it for your second member type as well.
Oh, right, okay.
I know it's kind of a pain, but ideally, you only have to do it once. So I'm just going to set up the same thing here. That's weird. Why won't it let me add another lapse notification? That's weird.
It did for category 1, but not for category 2?
Yeah. That's so weird. That's so very bizarre. I'll have to have my engineers look at that. Huh. Now it lets me. I don't know, that's weird. Maybe it timed out or something on me. It did again. I bet you if I go out and go back in, that is a bug. We will
Ding,
have to
ding,
get
ding.
that
Do you
fixed.
get rewards for when you find bugs with the
I
system?
wish. We should. Look at that. Check that out. So if that happens to you, come out, come back in. It shouldn't affect you though, because I'm going to add them all. We said 6 months, I think. Yeah, I think this is going to be easier for you and for your members to just have the system take care of this for you.
Yeah.
So that'll be fine. So we got those set up. So if you want to get in here and edit these, so just to go back through that process from your home page, you're just going to go to database and then member types. And then you'll need to edit the notifications for category 1 and category 2.
Okay.
And then down at the bottom, we have these lapse notifications, so you can edit these. Now, once you edit them, I have a special magic button that I can press to force them out. So you can just let me know. And
Okay, so I'll edit them and then you have to send them.
yeah, it'll send out automatically as well. But since it's like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, I'd rather not just like sit here and try to figure out, okay, well, from March 31st, the next one will go out. You know, that's confusing.
Yeah.
Whereas I can just tell my system, just send it out and it'll just do it for us.
Okay, and so for the 2 months, I shouldn't be worried that it's going to send it out now because it's been 2 months since March 31st.
Right. I don't think that it's going to, are you feeling like you're not going to have this done by midnight?
What was that?
Do you feel like you might have this done by midnight tonight, or you're not thinking you will?
I'm so sorry. By what time?
Midnight, Eastern time, midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do it right when we get off the phone.
Okay, so I'm going to leave the notifications on then. So if it, I just wanted to make sure if it did send out by midnight tonight, it's not the end of the world. Is it okay if it happens to?
Yeah, I'll go and make the changes now, and then if I have any trouble with it, I'll just call you or email you.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. So I know you have a couple other questions, but I do have another call at 12, and I'm a little fearful we won't be able to get through them completely. Do you want to schedule some more time together?
If I can, I would love it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's schedule some more time together. When are you thinking?
Let me just pull up my calendar here. I could do Friday or anytime next week.
Friday would be fun. What time? 11 works well for you?
Yep, that could work for me.
Let's do Friday at 11 o'clock.
Okay. So
And so we'll go over the last 2 questions that you have, and I'll send this little recording to you